Howdy folks, it's the super duper Dr. Groovy. Just gonna do a couple things some people asked for. One of them was to throw a set of strings on a bass. So I'm gonna do that. What am I gonna use? I'm gonna use, that's right, the Elixir POLYWEBs, the old set that Elixir just threw me the other day. And wanted to let you guys know that Elixir did come through a little better than the original plan, and today got dropped off these. Yep, that's 60 more sets of POLYWEBs. So 60. Most of them are 10, so I'm going to have to either trade some folks out some gauges for my 9s or something, but hey, little cooler deal than the original thing. So yeah, so I'll throw these Elixir POLYWEBs, which no longer exist, of course, and we're looking at soft tops, regular bottoms, the old packaging, of course, when it was cool. So you see what real coating looks like, any other kind. Again, POLYWEB coating is the only coating that actually covers the windings of the strings. Every other kind of coating does not cover the windings, and that's where everybody screws up. They coat the metal, but they don't cover the windings. The winding is where the dirt gets in. Everybody's like, Scott, what about clear tones? What about this? What about that? It's like, well, they cover the metal, but they don't cover between the windings, the wraps. So there's going to get dirt in here, and that's what causes strings to go dead. So unless they're done like Elixir does them, they're going to go dead on you. They're like, how long do clear tones last you? It's like half hour, like anything else, because they're not covered. So here's our gauges, is the 45 through the 105s, and there you go. So the good old stuff. It don't even have to say original, because there was no such thing as nanowebs back at this time. So it was just POLYWEBs were the only thing. Okay, anyway, so they're going to go on this bass, being the Curbow. Yes, the Greg Curbow, not the Court stuff. Again, the Greg Curbow, he has passed away. And the strings are actually the same. That's right, Diodarios, that's what Elixir uses. Diodario sends them the strings and so forth, and that's what they use. I'll give you a sound of that real quick. Somebody wanted to hear everything through the Ashdown system. But Hartke top end, and then these two Ashdown 410 T cabinets with the tweets and everything. And of course we can't do it through here today, because the Elixir, the deal here does not want to cooperate with the software. So you just get to hear it through the regular old camera mic like usual and hope for the best. So again, nothing wants to talk to the other. I've got a help node out for that right now, so it does not want to talk to the Cubase. Okay, so that'd be what that is. And I got a new tripod here, so you guys hopefully don't have to look at my deviated septum anymore in my nose and think I've got a booger going on. So this one here will crank up to about 7 feet high, so you don't have to look up my nose. So let's give you a quick sound real quick with the Diodarios before I put the very ancient POLYWEBs on. Okay, so let's put this bass on, give you a few sounds straight through the rig as requested, and that's all it's going to be, is a change of strings and this microphone again, since the interface here is not working with the Cubase right now. So you'll get what you get. Okay, so put on some headphones if you want any bottom end at all through this little microphone. Okay, let me hook this up and I'll be right back. Alright, see? Told you didn't have to look up the old nose anymore with the new tripod. Okay, so I'm going to play perfect timing, 3-string bass. So this will tell you another thing that I wanted to get out there. When you have the Spurzal, the locking tuners on a bass, I'm going to show you a little something. I know it kind of defeats the reason for having locking tuners, but it will show you why I do string changes the way I do instead of the way they are done here. Why? Because when you have locking tuners on a bass guitar, and even on electric guitars, you end up with, okay, the G string is locked in, but what's going to happen? There you go. Let me do this. Pulls right out. and you have no room left to shove it back in. Well, isn't that special? So here we are plugged through the amp as promised, and there's the Groovy axe. So 3-string bass. Okay, here it is flat. Okay. Okay. And throw in high end, mids with it, and the lows, and 3-way switch, and 3-way switch again. Okay, so there's the bass, 3-string bass. I will go put strings on it, wash this thing down with water, and nothing but water. That is a rockwood neck made by Mr. Curbow. It's not real wood, it's fake wood. Even the fingerboard, all that stuff will come off and will be only used, that's right, with water. Why? Because that's all I trust to my stuff. And yes, it's active, and it has the one Bartolini, blah blah blah, super bass. You can see my other reviews on it, but it's the grooviest bass I got. Used to belong to this was Ed Roman's personal bass. He would not sell for anything. After he passed on, I was allowed to buy it. It cost a fortune, but if you ever get from his team, from Scott and everybody that's still building the basses over there, everything that was made to look like a Curbow bass, they copied this exact bass. You can go on their website, see everything on this bass on there, because they refuse to take it off because it's an amazing bass, and then who it belonged to before adds more value, but it's just killer rack. So let's go put these polywebs on, clean it up, come back and show you the Groovy Spurzle locking tuner thingy. And great little bitty headstock. You don't need no big massive headstock for sustain. People just basically don't know what they're talking about when it comes to axes, as usual. And a great, look at that, it does not tilt back. You don't need tilt back for sustain and good sounds and everything, which again I've preached forever. So I don't ever want guitars with tilt back headstocks. Then it just becomes a flipping Gibson and you break them off. Just a bad idea. So be right back. Okay, that took a little bit under 6 minutes to do the entire bass, clean it all, do the frets, get them like brand spanking new, do the string change, blah blah blah. I'll show you everything on the bass for those who haven't seen it before in just a second. Okay, so the polywebs, the original kind, original string packaging, same bass, everything turned exactly the same. Everything's flat again, position 1 on the switch. Okay, tone comparison. Okay, so these strings will be on here forever because, why? Because they are polywebs. Never need to be changed. Okay, let's do the high end up. Mids. Lows. Okay, that's with everything wide open. Position 2 and position 3. Great sound here. Take off the top end a little bit. Okay, so just superb sound and bass. So there you go, kids. The Ash Down or rig. Let's take a quick look at the bass for those who really want to check this thing out, and you should want to because it's very different and one of the coolest basses you'll ever find. So let's get her off the tripod. Let's see if we can find the moment where the POLYWEB thing starts happening. On the A string, I noticed it right here by the tuner. Okay, there you go. You can see, probably without me telling you, but the POLYWEB starts right past my finger. And there's the coating. Anything me trying to get in further, it's going to screw it up, so just make your thing big. It's high def. But that's the coating. And it's a beautiful thing. I'm sitting here talking next to a little banjo. But anyway, with the see how they were wound on here, even though they got the locking tuners. The locking tuners on bass strings are very sharp. They like to cut right through that outer winding. They should actually be a flat plate in there instead of the knife edge thing they have going through them. So not really bright when it comes to people using this type of a locking tuner. They should be made different for bass strings. They just don't work like guitar strings because guitar strings are different. Let's take a good look at the POLYWEB. There you go. You should be able to see it just like the package. I mean, you cannot get anything in between the windings, yet they sound spectacular, brand spanking new. Again, there's the headstock, not bending back. It just dips down and goes back, not unlike every single guitar I've had custom made. Is done exactly like this. It doesn't bend back, but yet it has the break angle that it needs. That's the way they should be made, according to me. Again, Rockwood, which is man-made material, again by Greg Curbow. Check out the amazingly groovy axe here. Okay, again, or not again, but there's the where the POLYWEB starts. See it right there. Everything here, check it out. I actually missed a couple, so you'll see it before I put them on. Rollers, I missed both of them. I got the other two on, but everything is rollers, and I'll put those on in a second, loosen them back up, but I'll put them on there. But rollers everywhere, that's where they should be, and they determine whether, you know, how it sets on here, right and left. It is 33 frets. Okay, so here's your first octave somewhere here. Okay, then you get your second octave here, and then you continue to go up. So 33 frets. Your three-way switch, your master volume, highs, mids, lows. They all have detents in the middle, and just a superb axe. And on the back, there's your battery compartment, serial number, the 9624, not the CUR. The back is wooden cover as well. These right here are to adjust the pickups, or the Bartolini pickup, and then the 5-bolt neck on the Rockwood, which is as smooth as a baby's ass. And here's the actual serial number. So if you ever want to go on Ed Roman's site, check this puppy out and read all about it, please do so. Every bit of information still there. Just go to Curbow, and again, no, this is not the court stuff. Curbow did license some court things, but what a brilliant bass. Easily the grooviest bass around. And check it. I just aren't going to find anything cooler. It's just the way it is, folks. And the strings sound great. And again, thanks to Elixir for sending the POLYWEBs out. Appreciate that. And the other 60 sets and the other electric and acoustic sets and the shirts and the stickers and whatever. I'm going to put these things back in the rollers. And there you go. And I hope you enjoyed the ash down rig for the person who asked for it. And again, using the was it the HA3500 Harkey head, nothing else, just a tuner and a power supply, using the built-in compression, and that was it. So 2 cabinets with their blue line speakers, and that's it, kids. So I have fulfilled my duties. So the strings, or this bass, is going to sound great for the rest of its life, because these strings will not ever give up, ever. Again, so far 14 years on the pink paisley POLYWEBs. I understand it. So hope you dug it. Take care, and again, put some windings on here until somebody comes along and makes some bass guitar specific locking tuners, which would be more like a locking nut type of thing works, where it's a more flat material to lock it in there instead of a knife edge point that just cuts your strings in half. So if these do cut the string, then I've got excess there to put it back in and put it back in and do that again. But I didn't tighten them up very tight. I basically strung it like it was without being locking, and then just kind of put them in place, tightened them up, and let them be normal, because why do you need locking tuners on a bass anyway, unless you have a whammy or you're going to do a lot of weird detuning things, but that's not going to be happening here. So just one of the finest basses in the world right here, folks. Again, go to Ed Roman online. Yes, he's dead, but the company is still in full swing, full of business, still doing all custom work. Check out all the custom basses, and again, you'll see that this one is the one that and it says sold on it, and has my serial number on it, and it has everything else on it, and the whole story, how it's built, blah 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 blah. They have everything about it, and then all of their knockoffs that they do with the Roman name. They do not put Curbow's name on it, so they don't go that far. They just make tribute instruments, so, and then they do them better. So imagine a bass better than this. I can't, but there you go. Have fun. Bye.